I'm really excited to share with you all this deck that I came up with for Wasp. I originally built it just to be fun and like on theme using like some Avengers stuff and a little bit of Shield stuff and some Genius stuff because she fits into that theme. But it actually was so much more powerful than I was intending that I came back to do a deck profile because that was an amazing game. I had a lot of fun and I did not realize how powerful this was. And I'll go over it and you'll see. So the her alter ego has this ability called GIRL that says action, shuffle up to 2 cards with the printed mental resource from your discard pile into your deck, limit once per round. And I accidentally built around that very well, which was a surprise to me. So this deck kind of centers around that. And then you get 2 different hero forms to choose from. So in giant form, you have higher stats and you can divide your basic power among enemies and schemes as you choose, which is pretty versatile. And on this side, after you play an event that defeats, or after you or an event you play defeats a minion or side scheme, deal 1 damage to the villain. So then you get extra chip damage to the villain like that, which is very useful. But the main point of this deck is building around this. So built into her kit, you can see that her attack events, which are really good attack events, this one says deal 7 damage to an enemy, and if you're in tiny form, it deals 1 additional damage and gains overkill. So in tiny form, it's 8 damage with overkill and a mental resource, meaning you can shuffle that back into your deck. And Wasp Sting. If you're in tiny form, you can deal 5 damage to an enemy, and if you're in giant form, you can deal 4 damage, divide among enemies as you choose. These are really, really powerful and good attack events, all with mental resources that you can shuffle into your deck as you need them. So at the end of the game, when you're looking for damage, you can shuffle in your pinpoint strikes and your wasp stings back in your deck, so you have that guaranteed damage when you're looking for the final push. So that's already good. But then the deck I built, like I said, built around this way better than I was expecting. So the first thing I want to mention is that the Genius card has a printed mental resource, and you can shuffle up to 2 cards with a printed mental resource from your discard pile into your deck. That includes resources. So this double resource card you can shuffle back into your deck. And then along with these really powerful allies. So we have Nick Fury, which mental resource, don't need to explain this very much. He's very powerful, so you get to just recur him. Ironheart, 2-cost ally. Genius just pays for her outright. When you play her, you get to draw a card. And Monica Chang, mental resource, and then she's extremely powerful because after Monica enters play, you search your deck, hand, and discard pile for a copy of Surveillance Team and put it into play, and then add a Snoop counter on each Surveillance Team you control, meaning you can recur her, get free Surveillance Teams out, and then once you have 3 Surveillance Teams out, or the best is to do it when she has 2, right? Because you get an extra Surveillance Team, and then all of them would get an extra counter. So she makes your Surveillance Teams even better, and just, it's so good. It's very, very powerful and gives you a lot of control of the main scheme. And I love that combo. So all of I wouldn't really shuffle these back in because Monica searches them, but these 3 allies you can shuffle back into your deck, and it's very good. And then also the resource generators I included for her also just happen to have a mental resource on all of them. So the Avengers Mansion, I actually chose this because Janet Van Dyne is the flavor text. So did you remember to turn off the stove? So like I thought Nadia Van Dyne would be fun to just add that for the flavor text. But also that means that if you can't play your mansion, you can just grab it later. Ingenuity. So again, when you go to Alter Ego, you can shuffle this back in if you missed it. And Quinn Carrier. So 3 resource generators that all have mental resources that you can print, that you can throw back in your deck. Very, very strong stuff here. And then you also have very strong justice events that you can throw back in. So clear the area, removes 2 threat from a scheme, and if you remove the last threat on that scheme, you get to draw a card. Lay down the law. After you change forms, that includes between tiny and giant, and also from alter ego to any of the hero forms. So you'll be able to trigger this a lot, and it's a lot of threat removal. So it's, if you use a mental, which there's a lot of mentals, so you will be able to, you get to remove 4 threat for 1 cost, which is really powerful. And one way or another, if you want it, you can shuffle it back in. I didn't actually use it in the gameplay I had because I just got a pretty good first turn, so I was able to set up pretty quickly. But the idea for this is that you can set up your deck very quickly by getting cards out, side schemes out to draw cards, get some key allies, some supports down, and then finish those side schemes and get a benefit with things like clear the area. And then under surveillance is very important for this strategy as well, because it increases the threat threshold on the main scheme, allowing you to access alter ego more frequently, and then not be afraid of just losing the main scheme. And between Monica Chang and all of the surveillance teams, plus just having a lot of allies and a lot of thwart events, the main scheme is not really a problem. It doesn't have a mental, which is a little sad, but that's okay. And then this section of the deck isn't as cohesive. So if you want to consider change these, you can. But I have Skilled Investigator, cheap upgrade just to draw cards off defeating things. Turn the Tide, cheap event to deal damage. That's pretty much all it is. Since I was planning on defeating side schemes anyways, I figured I'd throw Turn the Tide in. It doesn't have a mental, and I actually wasn't thinking about the mentals when I built this deck. It just sort of happened to work out this well. Jessica Jones, because if there's side schemes out from one way or another, she gets stronger out based off of it. Sense of Justice, because it has a mental resource, which is nice. And then also, it just straight up pays for lay down the law and clear the area, which are the Justice Thwart events, so that's really good. And then these ones, like the other double resources, they're solid, you know. I'm not ever upset about having another double resource. And then Mockingbird, probably the weakest link of this deck, but she's still very good. So like you can see what I was going for when I built the deck was just she's really smart and like involved in all that stuff. So I'm just gonna build like Avengers Shield Justice deck for her. But it turned out to be extremely powerful. And you'll see that in the gameplay against Expert Taskmaster. So anyways, glad I got to share this with you. I'll link the deck list in the description so you can have access to that as well. And we can jump to the gameplay now. For this gameplay video, I'm going to be taking Wasp up against Taskmaster on Expert mode. So I already got Taskmaster mostly set up. I'll just shuffle up his deck and then do his when revealed stuff. So the main scheme says set each captive ally aside. They're here. And then search the encounter deck for Hydra Patrol and put it into play. Shuffle the encounter deck, so I put that into play. It starts with 2 threat on it. And then I shuffled the encounter deck, so I'm ready here. There's no win revealed here, but it does start with 1 threat per player. It goes up by 1 per player, and has a forced response of after resolving step 1 of the villain phase, each player in hero form must choose to either place 1 threat here or take 1 damage. When revealed on Taskmaster is to deal each player an encounter card. It's funny that it doesn't say face down encounter card. Does that mean I reveal it right now? That's weird. That's a little inconsistent with how things are worded normally. I just noticed that. In forced response, after a player changes to hero form, they discard the top card of the encounter deck and take damage equal to the number of boost icons on that card. And Hydra Patrol is the side scheme that came out. It has the crisis icon, meaning I can't thwart this. When defeated, each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion and puts it into play. Engage with them, shuffle the encounter deck. So I'll be getting a minion when that comes in. So I'll shuffle up my deck now, drop to my hand size, and start the game. I have 11 health, which is actually quite a bit. And Taskmaster starts with 16. I haven't played Wasp that much, so I'm excited to play her here. And I'll drop to my hand size of 6. Oh, I got that on the first turn. That's good. Ooh, this is a really interesting hand. I think that the play, clear the area would be nice, but with having both of these, I need to get all of these onto the table because that'll be really big. So if I do 2 for Ingenuity, and then I have 2 for Under Surveillance, then I can just play Queen Carrier on the next turn, and then I think I'm good for like the rest of the game. So I'm going to be doing that. Okay. So starting, since I have the Genius trait right now, I'll spend 2 using this one and Turn the Tide, discarding those to play Ingenuity, which says play only if your identity has the Genius trait, max 1 per player, and I can exhaust Ingenuity to generate a mental resource for just the rest of the game. So that's going to be very good. I'll keep that over here for when I need it. And as an action, I can shuffle up to 2 cards of the printed mental resource from my discard pile into my deck. And I do have here, since it's up to, I can shuffle that into my deck. So I think I'll do that right now. I'll shuffle that into my deck, because I like having my attack events there. I don't want to just lose all my attack events. That wouldn't be good. And now I will use... Do I even stay in Alter Ego here? Like, I can totally just stay in Alter Ego here. So I'll use my resource generator here and clear the area to add under surveillance to the main scheme, which is essentially thwarting 4. And then I can just stay in Alter Ego, right? Because I don't... Or do I change to Giant Form? Let me check, because I don't have her forms memorized. So if I go to Giant Form, I have 2 thwart, and I could finish the Hydra Patrol. But that doesn't do anything other than get me a minion right now. And if I go into Wasp form, after I defeat a minion or side scheme, I deal 1 damage to the villain. I wouldn't be able to defeat it this turn either. So I'm thinking that that isn't all that useful. So the only other play would be going to Giant Form, thwarting 2 off the Hydra Patrol. And yeah, but I don't think I want to. I think I'm going to stay in Alter Ego this turn, because I get an extra card, which could help with playing the Quinn Carrier on the next turn. And I don't really want to just flip up to take damage without that much benefit. So I'll stay in Alter Ego and hold the Quinn Carrier in my hand. Draw up to my hand side of 6. Ooh. Avengers Mansion as well. Ready this up. 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm 1 resource short of playing the Avengers Mansion as well as the Quinn Carrier. Okay, so I'll have to choose here. I'll probably just play the Mansion and draw, because if I get a double, then I'm no longer a resource short. Which, right? Because I do 4, draw a double. Yeah, then I can afford them both. Okay. So main scheme goes up by 1. After resolving step 1 of the villain phase, each player in hero form must choose, so I don't have to choose that. Taskmaster schemes for 2, plus a boost card, and exhaustion is gone, which that's nice, because that's a really bad card. Brings that up to 4. And I get an encounter card. So the first one, Mimicry. When revealed, Alter Ego, discard the top 5 cards of your deck. If a thwart card was discarded this way, Taskmaster schemes. That's not good, because I'm playing Justice. A thwart card, 2 thwart cards were, so he does scheme for 2, just 2, but an advance is gone, so that kind of balances out a little bit. And then another side scheme with a hazard icon, and it has 2 per player. Okay, Taskmaster's Training Camp, force response after a minion enters play. Give it a tough status card with the hazard icon. I want to get rid of that. So I could... Playing Monica here could be good. Rapid growth. Okay. Pinpoint strike isn't going to be useful, because there's nothing to attack other than that minion, right? Because if I finish Hydra Patrol, but I want to finish the hazard icon first. So I do need a little bit of tempo here, so I might not be able to afford the Mansion and the Quinn Carrier. But I can afford Monica Chang and the Quinn Carrier. So I think I'll be going for that. I'll start by doing this action to shuffle 2 cards with the printed mental resource from my discard pile into my deck. Which... damage, no. I need thwarting right now. Does Monica search the discard pile? Search your deck, hand, and discard pile. Okay, so I don't need to do the surveillance team because I can grab it out of my deck. I'll shuffle these clear the areas back in, because those are going to be really good. Does it have to be different ones? Shuffle up to 2 cards. Nope, doesn't have to be different. So I will just choose those 2 and shuffle them back in. And then I will flip up. But the question is, what form do I want to choose? If I play Monica... So if I play Monica, I'm going to get 2, so her and the surveillance team can finish this. And then if I go into Giant Form, I can also finish this, and then I get the minion, but then Monica can block the villain's attack. So I think that's what I'll go for. So I will flip up. Or do I go tiny form? No. I'll go giant form. I now have the Avengers trait. So I'll exhaust this to generate 1, 2, 3 resources. All right, I don't want to get rid of this quite yet because I could need it. So I'll get rid of the mansion because I wasn't going to play it. So that's 3 resources allowing me to play my Quinn carrier. And then I'll use 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I forgot it didn't matter. That was the whole point. To get Monica out. After Monica Chang enters play, search your deck, hand, and discard pile for a copy of the surveillance team support and put it into play. Place 1 Snoop counter on each surveillance team you control. So that brings in this surveillance team, and I get to place an extra counter on it. So that comes in with 4. And then I'm ready. And now Wasp can defeat this side scheme. After minion enters play, give a tough status card. Yeah, I want to do it the other way because I don't want this minion to get tough. So I completed that. And Monica can thwart 1. And then my surveillance team can thwart 1. Completing this as well. And then when defeated, each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion and puts it into play. Engage with them. Shuffle the encounter deck. So it said discard pile as well, right? Yep. No minions in here. So I just want to grab the easiest minion I can find. Headhunter, gain piercing and ranged, 3 attack, or 3 health. That's not horrible, but it's got to be an easier one. Hydra Soldier, guard, when to field. No, not that one. The regular with 2 attack, Insight 1. This card is revealed, plays 1 threat in the main scheme. I'll take the Hydra regular because Insight 1 says when this card is revealed, place 1 threat in the main scheme, and this says to put it into play, not reveal it. So I can bypass that. I just dropped some cards. There might be an update in like the newest rulebook saying that Insight is just entering play, not when revealed, but I don't feel like looking that up. So I'm just going to go with what it says printed on the card, even though it's technically reminder text. Okay, Hydra regular comes into play. And I think that's it. Oh, I forgot Taskmaster's ability. After a player changes to your form, they discard the top card of the encounter deck and take damage, so I take a damage. Okay, and that ends that turn. Dropped my hand size. Yeah, just 5. One way or another, and Nick Fury. And I have Quinn Carrier, and the other one, that could be useful. And you would take any amount of damage if you are in tiny form, exhaust that. That could be fun for just canceling out the main scheme. Okay. So main scheme goes up by 1. Bring it up to 7 of 16 because I have the surveillance, the under surveillance out. I'm surveilling everything. And then I choose to place 1 threat there or take 1 damage. And I think that I will choose to take a damage. Taskmaster is going to attack me. I'll block with Monica. So 2, 3, 4. Defeats Monica. I get attacked for the Hydra by the Hydra regular for 2, bringing me down. And then I get an encounter card. Shadow of the Past. Okay, cool. I actually don't know what her nemesis is. I can't remember. So I'm going to search for my nemesis minion, which is Beetle. And Mother's Orders. These shuffle in. So let's see what this says. Beetle. Guard. When Beetle is defeated, choose either spend a physical resource or shuffle Beetle into the encounter deck. Okay. That's annoying. If I can spend the physical really easy with the Queen Carrier. And this says, as an additional cost for each hero to make a basic attack, that hero must spend one of any resource. Okay, so I want to finish that one really quickly because I do want to make a basic attack. So I think I can have Nick Fury come in, deal 4 damage, take out the beetle. I spend a resource like that. Nick Fury thwarts this, finishing that. And then I attack, take out the Hydra regular, surveillance team, chips away at that. That could be useful. So when you use one of your hero's basic powers, change the giant hero form, you get +2 for that power for this use. Do I need that? I mean, if I do, okay, let me think about this. Because I could go to Alter Ego, right? Well, let's just start by playing Nick Fury. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. And then Nick Fury comes into play. And do I have him draw me 3? Or do I just have him deal 4 damage? I'll draw 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And now Nick can finish this. And now, do I want to get rid of the regular or the beetle? I'd prefer to get rid of both. When beetle is defeated, choose either spend a physical resource or shuffle beetle into the encounter deck. I do have that physical, right? Or do I just Wasp Sting? If you're in giant form, deal total 4 damage, divide among enemies as you choose, and if I'm in tiny form, deal 5 damage to an enemy. Oh, that's nice. So I think I'll do that, right? So I will just Wasp Sting here using this double. Or I can hold the double and use these two, actually. I think that might be better. Yeah, I'll hold the double and use these 2 resources to deal 4 as I choose. So I'll deal 2 here and 2 here. And then I'll attack for 2, taking out the beetle. And when beetle is defeated, I'll spend this physical resource, shuffle beetle into the encounter deck. That worked out really good. I'm really happy with that turn. And I was able to save my double. So next turn I'll be chilling. Okay, so I shuffle that up. Got this double. Surveillance team can bring this down to 6. I'll ready everything up. Two, 3, 4, 5. Giant help, remove 3 threat from among schemes. That'll be useful. Jessica Jones, Ironheart. While you're in giant form, I gain retaliate 1. Tiny form, I get my basic attacks get piercing. That's nice. Okay. Main scheme goes up by 1. I choose a threat or a damage. I will do damage. I'll do a damage here. Actually, not. I'll do a threat. So it's at 8 of 16. He's going to attack me. I will block with Nick. So 2. Just 2. Both advances are gone, so I don't have to be scared of that anymore. That's nice. And I get dealt encounter card. Really? The beetle again? Okay, did I just not shuffle her in? Whatever. Okay. So that's annoying. My turn now. 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'll start by just playing Ironheart using this double. Ironheart draws me a card. My helmet. Giant form +1 thwart, tiny form +1 attack. That's nice. Okay. And now I think I do want my helmet. Do I just thwart here and then flip down? I don't know. Danger room training could be nice, give me a retaliate, but I don't know. This doesn't actually seem like it's going to be that useful here. So I'll do 1, 2, and 3 to get my helmet. So while I'm in giant form, I have +1 thwart, bringing me up to 3 thwart. And while I'm in tiny form, I get +1 attack, which just brings me to 2, right? Yeah. I'll stay in giant. And I'll thwart for 3. And Ironheart will... Ooh. Since I wasn't using the Quinn Courier this turn, instead I want to use that. I want to save, let's say, this one in my hand. And then Surveillance Team can remove 1 as well. And I'll just hold these 2. Why not? So ready up. Drop to my hint size. 3, 4, 5. Sense of Justice would be nice here. Okay, main scheme goes up by 1. I'll choose a threat there. And then he attacks me. I'll block with Ironheart for 2, 3, 4. Takes out Ironheart. And then Beetle attacks me for 1. I get dealt 1 encounter card, which is attached to Taskmaster. When a player attacks Taskmaster, prevent all damage that would be dealt to Taskmaster and deal an equal amount of damage to that player's identity instead. Then discard that. Well, that's annoying, but I can just ignore that. My turn now. I guess I'll deal with Beetle yet again. Or do I just try to thwart that and draw a card? That could be good. So 1, 2 plays my Sense of Justice. Another resource generator, but specifically for thwarts. And then I'll use 1, 2 to play Giant Help, removing 4 threat from here. And then I'll use Jessica Jones as a resource to play Clear the Area, bring this all the way down to 0. And keep my Surveillance Team around for a rainy day. I think I'll just go to Alter Ego now. And I'll recover to start bringing my health back up. And then I'll use my action to shuffle 2 cards with mental resource back into my deck. Nick Fury can go back in. It's just cards, right? Yeah, Nick Fury will go in. And Ironheart can go back in. That'll be crazy. Yeah, I'll do that. So these will go back into my deck. So Beetle has guard. That's still frustrating. So I will have to deal with her eventually. I can't just ignore her forever. Or I'm exhausted there. That ends my turn. Main scheme goes by 1. Taskmaster schemes for 2. 3, 4, and then 5 there. Then we add up to 6. I get dealt an encounter card. Beetlemania, when revealed. Alter Ego, this card gains Surge. And then this guy, another minion. Hydra Hunters, attacks gain Piercing and Ranged. Okay. Oh, I never readied up and drew my hand. Okay. I got Ironheart, Turn the Tide, Giant Help. So do I just thwart the main scheme with like lay down the law and then use Turn the Tide to take out the Hydra Headhunter? I heal 2 if I'm in giant form, and then I draw a card if I'm in tiny form. And if I'm in tiny, I'm not sure. Okay, I'll start by doing my action to shuffle 2 cards with mentals back into my deck. Which ones do I want? I'll do Monica Chang. And it's just a card, right? 2 cards with a printed mental resource. And I'll shuffle Genius back in. That seems so powerful, shuffling Nick Fury and Genius back into the deck. That's really, really powerful. Okay. So I will recover, bring me up to 12. I don't need to go up to 12. All right, so I'll flip up into, do I want to be tiny or giant? So giant help isn't useful. Pinpoint strike is useful. So I'll go into Wasp form. And then I change, right? So after player changes form, they discard the top card. I take one damage. So I'm at 8 health. And then I will use Sense of Justice to play lay down the law, removing 4 threat because I just changed forms, and I used a mental. And then I'll do 1, 2 to play Ironheart. This draws me a card when I'm in tiny, and Ironheart draws me a card, so I get to draw 2. Ooh, Nick Fury. Okay, I'll play Skilled Investigator. Or actually, I'll do Nick Fury first, right? I think that's better. Do I need Skilled Investigator? I've already seen some side schemes. I have a big economy already. I don't know if I really need this. It might be better to just keep turning the tide around. I think it will be. But it's after my hero thwarts and defeats. Oh no, I forgot about that part. Maybe I need to go into giant form. I haven't done anything that is requiring tiny, right? So I forgot about that part. So I'm going to go into giant instead. Because now I actually have the thwart to finish that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Plays for Nick Fury. Nick Fury draws me 3. 1, 2, 3. I got the strength. Okay. When Beetle is defeated, choose to either spend a physical resource or shuffle Beetle. And I did that totally wrong last time. I did that way wrong. That's not nearly as bad as I thought it was. Okay. I'll use this Genius to play another surveillance team that has 3 counters on it. And then I will thwart, remove all the threat from the main, and then use Turn the Tide to deal 3 damage to an enemy, taking out this Hydra Hunter. I'll hold this double in my hand. And then I'll have these guys attack for 3 onto Beetle. Actually, I don't want to have Ironheart do anything, because Beetle's still in like KO range there. So Ironheart's not going to do anything. I'm just like wasting her activation if I do that. And I'll hold this in my hand. Ready all of my stuff. Oh, yeah. 4, 5. And then drop to my hand size of 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got an encounter card, so I gotta deal that to myself. And 2 doubles, Ant-Man. Oh. Just dropped all my cards again. Wasp has been really, really fun so far. I'm really enjoying Wasp. Okay. Main scheme. We'll go up by 1, and everyone's ready. Taskmaster attacks me, nickel block. 2, 3, 4. Takes that Nick. Beetle attacks me for 1. Oh, also, I forgot about that. I'll add another threat there as well. And then I get an encounter card. Attach to Taskmaster. He gains Retaliate 1. Exhaust my hero and spend those resources to get rid of it. That won't be hard with these two. Mimicry. When revealed, hero discard the top 5 cards. And if attack event was discarded, he attacks me. And there was an attack event. So that means that he's going to attack me, and then Ironheart will block 2, 3 damage. That takes out Ironheart. Now it's my turn. Monica Chang is going to be huge here. Getting those extra surveillance teams out. How do I want to do this? So this 2 damage is here. That's easy to take out. I can always just shuffle Beetle into the encounter deck. That's not a big deal. So, or do I want to just get rid of the Retaliate? I don't need to get rid of the Retaliate right now because I'm not attacking. So I'll just take out Beetle. And since I'm not going to spend the physical, Beetle just shuffles into the encounter deck. Which is, I totally made a rules mistake on that last time. And now, I think I'll just play... Do I play one way or another to draw 3 cards here? Like, does that help? That doesn't actually help, because I have perfect resources to play both these allies. Okay. So I'll play Ant-Man. And then 1, 2, 3 to get Monica Chang. Monica Chang will search for the last surveillance team. Put that into play. And I place 1 on all of my surveillance teams. So that up. There we go. And Ant-Man has +1 attack while I'm in giant form. And then +1 thwart when I'm in tiny form. So I'll have Monica and this surveillance team. Just remove the last threat from there. Ant-Man can stick around. Next turn, I'm going to get rid of these. And just start working on stuff. Yeah, next turn. Do I flip down here, actually? Whatever. I'm not going to worry about it. So ready up. Dropped my hand size of 5. My synthetic wings. Yeah, I think at this point in the game, I just go tiny and I start just dealing damage. Okay. Main scheme goes up by 1. And then I'll choose to add a threat there because I have so much threat removal. Monica will block this attack. 2, 3 damage. Good job, Monica. And then 1 encounter card, the Hydra Guard. Okay. Now it's my turn. I'll go to Alter Ego. Not Alter Ego, Tiny, I mean. And then Ant-Man has +1 attack, right? I'll exhaust and spend these resources, get rid of the Retaliate. Oh, wait, if you're in giant form. So before I go down to Wasp form, I'll stay in giant. And then I can spend 1, 2 to play Wasp's Sting. And since I'm in giant, I deal 4 damage divided among enemies as I choose. So I'll deal 1 to him and 3 here. And that triggers this. When a player attacks Taskmaster, prevent all damage that would be dealt to Taskmaster and deal an equal amount of damage to that player's identity instead. So that brings me down a health. And then discard this card. So that's good. And then I'll play Skilled Investigator on myself, which will just, I don't know, just tuck it here. I'll hold this, and then actually instead of going tiny at all, I think the better play is to just have Ant-Man thwart here. Now, I have these surveillance teams, I need to just use them instead of rely on Ant-Man, because he's going to be good damage later. So then I'll go to Alter Ego. And then I'll use my girl ability to shuffle in. Do I have Genius in here? No. I have Ironheart. So I'll shuffle in Ironheart and Nick Fury into my deck. Okay, and I'll hold this. I'll ready everything up. Dropped my hand size of 6. Nice. Okay, this is going really well. Okay, main scheme goes up by 1. Taskmaster schemes for 2, 3, and then 4 from that last guy. Bring it up to 5 total. I get 1 encounter card. Attached to Taskmaster, he gets +1 attack. It's really small text on that. Exhaust your hero and spend those resources to get rid of it. Okay, now it's my turn. I'll use Girl to shuffle in 2 cards with mental resources into my deck. So I'll do Monica Chang and Wasp Sting. Go into my deck. That's so powerful, just shuffling in all these. I wasn't building this deck thinking about it being super strong, to be honest, and this is kind of crazy. Like, having all these mental resource cards is absolutely crazy. Okay, so I'll recover, bring me up to 9 health. And then, do I even need to flip up? I don't know. Maybe I should. I'm going to get some allies down. I'll be okay. So I'll flip up into tiny form. And then I take 2 damage. Right, because of that. So I'm at 7 health. I'll play Nick with 1, 2, 3, 4. Card, 4 resources. That gets him out. Draws me 3 cards plus 1 because I used the pin particles, so 4. Okay, now we're cooking. I'll use this double. Play Ironheart, who draws me a card. And then I'm in tiny. So, or Ironheart can just take out this Hydra Soldier. That deals me any counter card, but I have a feeling that it's not going to matter. And then Ant-Man will start getting some chip damage off. So he has 3 attack. So he'll attack for 3. Bringing Taskmaster down by 3 health. And then Nick will thwart 2, along with these surveillance teams, to bring this all the way to 0. And then I'll just start doing some damage. I have 3 pinpoint strikes in my hand. So that'll be, actually, I want to get, I don't need all 3 of them, right? I want to get this upgrade down, because I'm tired of taking damage. So I need 1, 2 resources. I don't need this. So that gets my biosynthetic wings down, which I can exhaust to prevent a damage while I'm in tiny form, which is going to be great against that main scheme. And I have 3 of these. And, yeah, I guess I'll just hold them. I don't know. I don't have much better to do, to be honest. Okay. And I'll ready up. And then I'm just going to start going for damage now. Okay. Draw 2 more cards. Clear the area. Could be useful. Main team goes up by 1. I'll choose to take the damage, and then I'll just exhaust this to prevent 1 of that damage. And then he's going to attack me. Nick will block. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That takes out Nick. And then I get dealt another encounter card. So my first one, Hydra Hunter, and Hydra Regular with Insight 1. Okay. My turn. I'll do 1, 2, 3 to play Pinpoint Strike. That's going to deal 7 damage to an enemy, and it has, since I'm tiny, it actually deals 8, and it has overkill. So I will just take out which one do I want to take out? Is there a better way to do this? Because after I defeat a minion or side scheme, I deal 1 damage to the villain. Oh, it's only to the villain, so I can't use it on that. So I'll just take out this Hydra Regular here. It was 8 damage, so he takes 6. Bring him down to 7. Ant-Man will take out this Hydra Hunter. Sons of Justice will play Clear the Area to remove 2 threat from there. I remove the last threat, so I get to draw a card. And then I'll attack for 1 plus 1, so 2 damage here. And then I'll just hold these in my hand, and then I'll use Ironheart to block. Actually, I'll go to Alter Ego here. I think that'll be worth it. Because then I can shuffle 2 cards with Mentals in. And I really like that. So I'll do Nick Fury and Pinpoint Strike, because Pinpoint Strike is also a mental. But I have Genius in my deck too, right? I need some doubles in there. Yeah, so I'll do Genius instead of Nick. Or, I don't know, instead of Pinpoint Strike, actually. Yeah, so I'll do these 2 in. And then on the next turn, I'll just shuffle Pinpoint Strike in as well. It's just I want to draw Nick here, so that I can get the card draw off of Nick. Yeah, that's it for me. Main scheme. Or I dropped my hand size now. 1. I swear I shuffled. Yeah, I swear I shuffled. That was that was funny. Okay. Main scheme goes up by 1. Taskmaster schemes for 2, 3, 4. And then I get encounter card, which is another one of these. Oh, I just defeated one of these, right? I think I might have forgot to deal myself the encounter card, so I'll just deal myself another one. Insight 1. Once card's revealed, place 1 threat in the main scheme. Okay. When revealed, each player in hero form takes 1 damage to this cards. I'm not in hero form. Okay. Now it's my turn. I'll shuffle this Pinpoint Strike and another card with a mental and Wasp Sting into my deck. Just throwing all my attack events back in. Okay. Now it's my turn. I'll recover here just to stay safe. Bring me up to 10. I'll flip up into Tiny, and I'll discard this card. I take 2 damage, so I can exhaust this to prevent 1 of it. So it brings me, so I only take 1. And then I'll play Nick using 1, 2, 3, 4 resources. He draws me 3 cards. I don't think I need Monica here. The game's going to end in a second. 1, 2, 3 resources like that. Pays for a pinpoint strike, dealing 8 damage with overkill. Taking that guy out. I'll deal myself an encounter card. 4 trickles over. And then Nick will take out Taskmaster, the second version of him. When revealed, deal each player an encounter card, and this one has 17 health. Ant-Man will attack for 3, so he goes down to 15, or 14 actually. Good job, Ant-Man. Ironheart will stick around to block. The surveillance teams will remove 3 threat from here. These 2 are done for. And I'll discard Monica because I'm just looking for damage here. Wait, how many cards are left in my deck? 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I'll keep Monica. Right? Because if I keep her, I don't deck out and get another encounter card, so I'll keep Monica in my hand. And that'll end my turn. Oh, I defeated a minion, right? So don't I... Yeah, I defeat a minion, so I get a damage on the villain. That means that Nick's attack wouldn't have been overkill, so it's actually 1 more damage. Yeah, that's it. So now I dropped my hand size. 3, 4, 5, and I knew I was going to get all these attack events because I've been shuffling them in. Main scheme goes up by 1. I'll have it go up another 1. And then he's going to attack me. Nick blocks 4, 5, 6. Takes out Nick. I get dealt encounter cards, so this is my 3rd one. So we'll see how this goes. Caught off guard, discard and upgrade support you control. I'll get rid of Skilled Investigator. Next one. Beetlemania. When revealed, Hero Beetle attacks you with +1 attack. If no attacks are made this way, it can surge. So it surges into Assault. So I get attacked again for 4. I block. 5 damage. Takes out Ironheart. And my last one. Attach the villain. When the attached villain attacks, the attack gains ranged. Okay. I think we got this here. So it's my turn now. I'll attack for 1, 2. And then I'll do a pinpoint strike. Or there's 10 damage exactly, right? So I can just do these 2 because it's 5 damage, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4 resources, plays for 2 Wasp stings, bringing Taskmaster all the way down to 0 health. And that was an extremely fun game. I didn't realize how powerful this deck was when I built it because I just made it for fun. But yeah, this was actually a really, really solid deck and a really fun game. And I really, really like Wasp. I've always enjoyed her, but I just haven't played her all that much. But I'm gonna start playing her more because that was really awesome. She felt extremely unique, fun, and powerful, and I really like this deck. So if you enjoyed the video and want to see more gameplay videos along with other Marvel Champions content, like, comment, subscribe, stay zesty, and I'll see you next time.